Does not alter in General Jeff Sessions wants some answers from Governor Hickenlooper. He is questioning marijuana regulations in Colorado and sent a letter to the governor today. That letter says in part this memorandum does not alter in any way the department's authority to enforce federal law, including federal laws relating to marijuana regardless of state law. Sessions cited data from a report by the Rocky Mountain High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area. That's a federally funded agency operating out of the White House's Office of National Drug Control Policy. In that report, it cites increases in highway patrol seizures, youth use, traffic deaths, emergency department visits ever since Colorado legalized adult use sales of cannabis back in 2014. The study was released last year. The letter is said to be a response to an April 3rd letter from Governor Hickenlooper and the governors of Alaska, Oregon, and Washington, asking Sessions to talk with them about marijuana.
Sessions raises serious questions about Colorado's marijuana management in letter to Gov. Please advise as to how Colorado plans to address the serious findings, writes Sessions. By Alicia Wallace, the cannabis staff. Attorney General Jeff Sessions says Colorado isn't making good on its promises to stop marijuana from spilling over its borders, nor is the state keeping it out of the hands of kids. Sessions raised serious questions about the state's marijuana regulation and called on Governor John Hickenlooper to remedy the situation in a letter obtained by the Cannabist. It is dated July 24 and arrived at the Colorado Capitol late Thursday, officials said. The governors of at least 2 other states that have legalized adult-use cannabis also received letters from the Attorney General addressing the efficacy of their respective state marijuana regulatory structures. In his letter to Hickenlooper, Sessions cited data from a September 2016 report by the Rocky Mountain High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, HIDTA, a federally funded agency operated by the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. The report on the impact of marijuana legalization in Colorado claimed increases in highway patrol seizures, youth use, traffic deaths, and emergency department visits since the state legalized adult use sales of cannabis in 2014. These findings are relevant to the policy debate concerning marijuana legalization, Sessions wrote. Please advise as to how Colorado plans to address the serious findings in the Rocky Mountain HIDTA report, including efforts to ensure that all marijuana activity is compliant with state marijuana laws, to combat diversion of marijuana, to protect public health and safety, and to prevent marijuana use by minors. The letter's structure and message were practically identical to that of a separate letter Sessions sent to Washington Governor Jay Inslee, a correspondence that the Huffington Post obtained and reported late Thursday evening. Officials for Oregon Governor Kate Brown's office told the Cannabist late Friday that they also received a letter from Sessions, but declined to immediately provide it. Notable passages in both the Colorado and Washington letters highlight where Sessions sees flexibility for federal enforcement actions under the 2013 Cole Memorandum, Obama-era guidance for how prosecutors and law enforcement could prioritize their marijuana-related enforcement efforts. Both letters cited bullet-pointed data from each region's respective HIDTA. Timeline. Something's going to have to give, an untenable conflict between feds, legalized states. Teaming up, 4 governors urge feds to keep marijuana enforcement status quo. Research, AG Jeff Sessions directs task force to review federal marijuana policies. Update, after meeting with Sessions, Colorado Gov thinks AG unlikely to crack down on marijuana. Fact-finding, feds visit Colorado to research marijuana regulation, black market, enforcement. What is interesting here, however, is that Sessions' accusations are that states are not complying with the Cole memo, perhaps suggesting he is fine with the Cole memo, just not the previous administration's enforcement of it, said John Hudak, a drug policy expert and senior fellow with the Brookings Institution. Colorado officials are taking the issue Sessions raised in the letter very seriously, said Mark Bolton, Hickenlooper's marijuana advisor, adding that state officials share the Attorney General's concerns. But as to whether he thinks Sessions is hinting at any forthcoming federal enforcement actions on marijuana in this new letter, Bolton said, We don't take it that way. We want to engage in a dialogue with the Attorney General, the White House, the Justice Department about the most effective ways that the state and the federal government can work together to protect our priorities of public safety, public health, and other law enforcement priorities, he said. Sessions' latest letters are a response to an April 3 letter from Hickenlooper and the governors of Alaska, Oregon, and Washington that implored the Attorney General and Treasury Secretary to engage with us before embarking on any changes to regulatory and enforcement systems. It's unclear whether Alaska received similar correspondence to those received by Colorado, Washington, and Oregon. Inquiries from the cannabis to the Governor Bill Walker's office were not immediately returned. Federal-state conflicts. Sessions has taken a hard-line stance against state-level marijuana legalization efforts since his appointment as Attorney General. His bellicose language has generated concern among legalization advocates that the Trump administration might abandon the hands-off approach of the previous administration and increase enforcement actions of federal marijuana laws. The Department of Justice Task Force on Crime Reduction and Public Safety, created earlier this year, was expected to review existing policies in the areas of charging, sentencing, and marijuana. As of last week, Sessions received the recommendations from the task force, some on a rolling basis, and plans to announce policy changes when appropriate, Justice Department officials have told the Cannabist. On Friday, the Associated Press reported that the task force had no new policy recommendations related to marijuana, instead recommending that officials continue to review the Cole memo and other existing policies. Any Justice Department interference in state-regulated marijuana regimes would be unacceptable, Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson said in a statement posted Friday. I was disappointed by Attorney General Sessions' letter, which relies on incomplete, inaccurate, and out-of-date information on the status of Washington's marijuana regulations. I'm also disappointed that he has yet to accept my repeated invitations to meet in person to discuss this critical issue face-to-face. If he does accept, I look forward to providing him with a more complete picture of the robust regulatory program that exists in our state. Any action from the Department of Justice short of allowing our well-regulated, voter-approved system to continue is unacceptable. I will continue to defend the will of Washington voters. Colorado Attorney General Cynthia Kaufman said she will continue to defend Colorado's marijuana laws. But at the same time, I have always said that legalized marijuana presents significant challenges and public officials need to remain vigilant, she said in an emailed statement. That's the message I gave to officials from the White House and Justice Department when they visited our state last month, and that's why my office has been responsible for some of the most significant marijuana busts in recent history. We cannot allow bad actors to use our laws as a shield. She added she is hopeful that Colorado can work in concert with federal officials. Related stories. Inside a wild week in weed for Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs head shops accused of illegal marijuana sales, 13 indicted. Feds visit Colorado to research marijuana regulation, black market, enforcement. Feds hold closed-doors meetings with Colorado officials known to have doubts about weed. Massive illegal marijuana trafficking ring in Denver area busted. In recent years, Washington, D.C., has offered little leadership on this issue. Attorney General Sessions' letter suggests new interest in a strong federal-state law enforcement partnership aimed at protecting public safety in this area, something I look forward to exploring. When Hickenlooper met with Sessions in Washington, D.C., in late April, the governor explained Colorado's regulatory structure, and how officials are tracking data related to public health and safety concerns. Likewise, Hickenlooper outlined how state marijuana tax revenue is supporting enforcement efforts against illegal activity. At that time, Hickenlooper told the Cannabist that a federal crackdown on state-allowed marijuana system seemed unlikely. 2 weeks ago, officials from the Justice Department and other federal agencies met with about 20 representatives from a variety of Colorado agencies involved in marijuana regulation. Colorado officials presented a slew of charts, data and information about marijuana regulation and how the state is addressing public health, safety, and law enforcement concerns, according to presentation materials provided by Hickenlooper's office in response to a public records request made last week by the cannabist. The Huffington Post's report on Thursday included a PDF document of the 140 pages of presentation materials delivered at the Colorado meeting. Sessions' latest letter is a continuation of the dialogue between Colorado and federal officials, Bolton said. "We take this letter as an opportunity to continue the conversation that we've worked on for the past several months," Bolton said. Data questions remain. Colorado officials are preparing a response, which will include a comprehensive review of the relevant data, Bolton said. However, the state has been cautious about drawing hard conclusions about the correlation of marijuana to various public health and safety issues, he said. The data are still quite new and there needs to be greater points of comparison. "I think we need to give it some time," he said. The HIDTA report Sessions cited in his letters to Colorado and Washington have come under criticism in the past, and the law enforcement agencies compiling them are notorious for using data out of context or drawing grand conclusions that data ultimately do not support, Hudak said. "This is an inappropriate use of data from the Attorney General and shows an obvious disinterest in seeking the right answer that can advance effective public policy," he said. Instead, Mr. Sessions is committed to cherry-picking information that fit into his worldview. When it comes to Mr. Sessions and marijuana, ignorance seems to be a pre-existing condition, and he has no interest in seeking treatment for that ailment. Washington Governor Inslee also criticized Sessions' approach and use of HIDTA data. While Washington has been successful in creating a tightly regulated marketplace and generating needed revenue for the state, challenges do remain, he said in a statement. Most importantly, marijuana remains a Schedule I controlled substance by the federal government. This determination affects all aspects of our state systems, from banking to research to consumer safety. It is clear that our goals regarding health and safety are in step with the goals AG Sessions has articulated. Unfortunately, he is referring to incomplete and unreliable data that does not provide the most accurate snapshot of our efforts since the marketplace opened in 2014. Officials for the Rocky Mountain HIDTA did not return multiple queries for comment. Read the letter from Sessions to Hickenlooper.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... for life hating so much. Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen. Are you here to apply for a job? Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
I'll enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before,
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts, 4 hours a day, and to save America, you know. But at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, what we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years I've did the whole thing myself, 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that, that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not. They're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that, that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So Thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.